Hello everyone. In this video, I will share with you the lesson exemplar preparation from our division, which is the Division of Batangas, as well as the list of teaching approaches and strategies, the 2C2I1R, what is the idea, and sample template or the template given to us by our division. Okay, so this video is based on the Division Memorandum 206 Series 2020 of the Schools Division of Batangas, which is Simplified Guidelines on the Preparation of Pivot Idea Lesson Exemplars, DepEd Order Number 2 Series 2016, and RO Number 10 Series 2020 with the idea model outline and key points for making the exemplar. So what is a lesson exemplar? Lesson exemplars are inquiry-based investigations that provide teachers and administrators with a way of teaching and assessing science process and communication skills. So they can be used to help teach students skills and concepts and to assess students' understanding of skills and concepts. According to the memo, teachers are advised to accomplish the MELC-IDEA template while waiting for the learning modules in order to map and plot the competencies with the available learning materials or activity sheets that can be used to enrich the exemplars. They may opt to draft their IDEA template with the available essential parts to be fitted to the module later. So what is an idea? So I, D, E, and A. I means introduction, D for development, E for engagement, and A for assimilation. So let us define and elaborate it one by one. Introduction. So introduction, it takes into account the diversity of learners. Communication skills are embedded and communicative skills are activated. It must trigger the interest of the learners and consider the principle of authentic learner. So authentic learner, prior knowledge can be based from the experience of the learners. Introduction make learning objectives obvious and objectives must be close to achieving the learning outcome. It expresses the context of learning, so how they will use it in their real life. It considers the needs of the learners, their attitudes and values, appreciate the learners, and clear and simple instructions directing them to specific use in daily life. In development, so this part exposes the learner of what he knows but did not understand, and he doesn't know. The teacher here must expose the learners into three activities corresponding to what he knew but did not understand, and he did not know. Collaboration is embedded in the development part work. Here, the teacher will present activities, tasks, and contents of value and interest to the learners. Activities should revolve around the MELC. In the face-to-face delivery mode, the learners should be grouped in such a way that their learning levels are unidentified. They will work together to strengthen collaborative. In engagement, the old format of DLL or the daily lesson log, this is the deepening part. Critical thinking is embedded. The teacher allows the learner to be engaged in various tasks and opportunities in building their KSA to meaningfully connect their learning to real-life situations. This will lead the learners to ignite their interest, to meet their expectations, make their performance, and produce a product or performance. While in assimilation phase, this phase requires teachers to encourage the learners in creating conceptual structures, giving them the opportunities to integrate new and old learnings. To maximize their experiences and old learnings, reflection is strengthened and creativity is embedded. Here also, the teacher brings the learner to a process where they develop ideas, interpretations, mindset or values, and create pieces of information that will form part of their knowledge in reflecting, relating, or using them effectively in any situation or context. So let's now move on to 2C2I1R Pedagogical Approach with Suggested Activities. First, in the 2C2I1R is the first C, which means constructivist approach or deconstructivism. In constructivist approach, it allows the learners to construct their own meaning and knowledge. So there are different types of constructivist approach. The first one is the thinking skills strategies. It let the learners develop their own ideas, analyze perspectives, solve problems, and make their own decisions. The second one is the activity-based teaching strategies. It's more on experiential learning opportunities such as hands-on, project planning, and product creation. So as what they say, experience is the best teacher. The third one is the direct instruction strategies. It is the quickest way of learning because teachers provide the learning, students model, teachers word and action. So here are the examples of constructivist approach. Experiment, field trips, film showing with the reaction paper, and discussion. Okay, now here are the ways on how to assess constructivist approach. On the teacher's part, oral discussion, the KWLH chart, we have the mind maps, and the pre-test or the pre-testing. The second approach in in the learning is the 2C in the 2C 2I1R is the second C, which is the collaborative approach. It requires the learners to work together towards a common goal. So here are the types of the collaborative. Is the jigsaw method. So here, learners work in a small group and let them interact with other groups to gather small pieces of information that would later be combined to form more information. So through this jigsaw method, learners will develop listening, empathy, and interaction to each other. Another one is the think, pair, share. So in the think, pair, share, the teacher provides a specific inquiry and let the learner initiate the three stages, which is the think, pair, and share. So mag-iisip muna yung mga bata and then they will have their partner or pair and they will share their ideas or answer. So ito, dalawahan po sila. The other one is the integrated process approach. In this type, learners can involve their community, other subjects, books, any viewed or listened information that is related to the topic that is given by the teacher. Simply involving other things wherein they can integrate or solve problems by using the different resources. The other one is the peer teaching. So in peer teaching, it involves learners taking on a teaching role in the school setting. So one acts as a leader or as a teacher, and the others are their pupils or their group mates. Okay, so in peer teaching, we have the reciprocal teaching. In reciprocal teaching, it involves two different individuals. So whether they have different sexes, level of intelligence, social status, religion, etc. Another one in peer teaching is peer tutoring. So it could be on a one-on-one basis or can be performed on small group. And lastly, in peer teaching, we have the cooperative learning. In cooperative learning, it involves a larger crowd or a certain student standing in front of the class. Just what I have said a while ago, there will be a leader or the teacher, and the others are the members or the pupils. So other suggested activities are these two below, which is the TAPS or the Think Aloud Pair Problem Solving. So wherein one student is reading the question and the other is on the board to solve or answer. In the group grid, the teacher could give a blank concept with jumbled information. Students will work as a group to arrive on the design concept, idea, or general concept. The third approach or the third pedagogical approach in the 2C2I1R is the first I, which is the integrative approach. In integrative approach, it focuses on learning across the curricula, focuses on connections than teaching isolated facts, focuses on teachers' teaching techniques. So there are different types of integrative approach. The first one is the educational technology, which uses technological tools like media, machine, and networking hardware. In lecture method, an oral presentation by the teacher that relies on factual information, learner's role is just to listen. And last, oh, the third one, discussion method, the two-way communication between the teacher and the learner. Next is the bus group. In bus groups, larger groups are divided to smaller groups and given one or more topics to discuss. Next is the brainstorming, wherein all information under the sun from all the learners are welcomed as long as it is related to the given topic. So are the suggested activities on integrative approach. We have the demonstration, the Socratic method or the direct approach, the computer integration, we have the simulation or games, and the graphic organizer. Next is the second I, which is the inquiry-based approach. So new knowledge is used to answer a question, develop solution, and support a position or a point or view. So here are the differences of inquiry-based approach. Simulation, which includes the role-playing, games, and models. We have the demonstration, which is concrete and visual way of explaining the topic or realia. We have the experiment, not only done in a laboratory, so any activities which includes scientific processes such as observing, predicting, and concluding data collection can be considered as experiment. Next is the field study, which allows the learners to the real-world setting wherein they can share, experience a real-time setting, the knowledge they can gain on a real environment. And last is the project work, which involves visual and tangible output. So before giving a project, make sure that teachers only gave the learners the criteria of the project, not only to the total look or package of the project. Do not make a standardized project. And last approach, which is the 1R, is the reflective approach. So this is the approach wherein teachers can reflect and analyze their own practice or teaching strategies. This is where teachers can consider alternative means as tools when standard tools are not available. So here are the different types of reflective or reflective approach. The multimedia presentation. In multimedia presentation, it uses instructional materials as tools in teaching. Multimedia materials or any materials that uses the electricity. So what are the example of this? We have the television, radio, lapel, cell phones, computers, and others. Drill and practice is the repetition after the learners reflect on their skills or learning. And lastly, the mental modeling. Strategies that allow the learners to have the ability to direct their own learning. So, lahat mong yon ay ang 2C, 2I, 1R pedagogical approach in teaching and learning. So here is the example or the idea lesson exemplar template that comes from our Division of Batangas, the Division Memo 206 Series 2020, which I have said a while ago. Ayan, pwede nyo po siyang makita. Okay, so I do not know if this lesson exemplar template is the same with your division or with your district or province, but I will just be sharing with you this idea model teaching learning template from our division. Ayan po. So, kung may natutunan po kayo dito sa video na to, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell for you to be updated for my new video. So, thank you so much. Again, this is Teacher Christina.